Laughter. Drums. A scream. All faintly echoing off the trees, barely audible. You may have escaped the village of Sunhall, but you have not yet escaped this nightmare. The leaves blot out the sun like a blanket, and an unnatural cold washes through the trunks and branches. Nothing moves but you three, fumbling your way through the underbrush. The drums continue to reverberate in the dark, thrumming through your chest. Movement. You all freeze and listen hard. Thistle and Tarbai, your eyes are accustomed to the dark, but you still struggle to see through this suffocating gloom. Ermin, you are completely blind, and your musically trained ears strain to listen for snapping twigs and crunching leaves. Everyone please make perception checks with disadvantage.
That's a 2.
I got a 10.
I rolled an 18 and a natural 20 for a 19 on disadvantage.
Wow! The blind guy.
And then my computer lagged and rolled the third dice. It was a 13, but we're just gonna forget that happened.
Tarbai and Thistle, you're relying entirely on your dark vision to try to find out what moved. There's no wind, so there is no movement in any direction. All three of you have your backs to each other, and Ermin, you just close your eyes and listen. And from one direction, you can hear the drums, the laughter, the screams. And from the other direction, you hear something closer and getting louder.
What does that something sound like? Is it like a rustling of leaves, or is it like the snapping?
It is both leaves and twigs, like footsteps.
I'm gonna turn to face the direction that the sound is coming from and sort of like outstretch my hand to like tap the other two. Something's coming this way. I can't see it, but I know it's there.
What do you hear?
Sounds like footsteps. Who goes there?
The footsteps stop. And they start again, so slowly rotating around you.
I'm gonna continue to like move to face them and kind of help position the others to do the same as I call out to them again. Are you from Sunhall? We enjoyed our stay, but we're ready to leave now. We don't need to be guided back. We'll be all right by ourselves.
The footsteps run off.
I think they left. Maybe they were from the town trying to bring us back. I don't know.
Which way did they go?
They went away from the other sounds.
Okay. Like in the direction we're headed, or not?
You guys are sort of going perpendicular to both of them.
I think we should be fine. Let's just be careful.
Let's keep going. The last time we need to spend on these was the better.
Well, I can't see a damn thing, so maybe one of you take the front, the other take the back, and I'll just, I'll listen from the middle.
Yeah, I'll take the front because I was leading anyway. Do you want me to roll anything? Yeah.
Perception checks all around again.
Just plain
Still,
or
still
split?
disadvantage.
Gotcha. 7.
The first roll was a 19, and the second was a 3. So a 4. I thought I had it again.
My first roll was a 2 and my second was a 1.
So Tarabai, you're sort of like
shit this game.
you're sort of like actually bumping into trees as you try to make your way through these bushes. Ermin, you run into her back multiple times. Thistle, you can sort of see. Thistle, you can sort of see what's going on, though you can't really see color. It's just like shades of black and white. You can make out the silhouettes of your companions in front of you, and you can hear them moving around. But as you put your hand on a tree trunk to steady yourself, it comes away wet.
I'm gonna look at my hand, try to figure out if it's that stuff from the...
You never touched that stuff, so you don't exactly know what it feels like, and you can't tell what color it is without some light.
Don't touch the trees. I'll say, don't touch the trees. And does anybody have a match or fire? I can't figure out what this stuff is.
As if he was already prepared to light it for himself, Ermin brings up his candle held by his mage hand again.
And with a spark, the candle is lit. And you all look at Thistle's hand, which is covered in blood.
Like I touched it?
You look at the tree where you touched it, and there is a smear of red across it.
Oh. Is it like... Does it look like small enough for a human to make, or like something bigger?
No, it's at about your it's maybe between 2 and 3 feet up the tree trunk, so somewhere around your midsection. And it's not like an inordinate amount of blood, it's just like something bleeding was here.
And it's not like coming from the tree, it's more like on the tree.
No, it's just on the tree.
Somebody got hurt. Something got hurt around here.
I thought you said these were safe.
Ermin.
Should we carry on?
Ermin, you hear the footsteps again.
Someone is back, maybe the same person, coming from the lake. Who goes there? And I'll kind of gesture my candle out with my mage hand, and I'll have it like start to go in that direction to see if I can see them.
Ermin is just part Warforged now. So, as you bring the candle closer, you can hear a voice from between the trunks. No. Turn it out.
Why? Who are you?
Prove to me that you're you.
Sorry, I didn't catch if we recognize this person.
Make an insight check.
Can I as well?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a glorious 10.
I think insight. I got a 9, so less than that.
It's hard to place. You've heard a lot of voices in the last few days.
Who are you? Why do we need to prove anything to you?
So that I know you're not one of them.
One of who? Who are you?
And out from behind a tree, you see a familiar face step. It's Garlax. His hat is missing. His arm is cut off at about the shoulder. His sleeve is tied up, and you can see that his arm is bound tightly. He's carrying this bloodied short sword, and you can see that Garlax is very badly injured. It's not just his arm getting ripped off. The arm that you found in the room beneath the temple. He has scratches all over his face. You can see one of his eyes is swollen shut. And he appears to be limping slowly towards you, leaning against the tree, but pointing the sword at the three of you. Prove to me that you're yourselves.
Whoa. Hang on. And then I'll cast Healing Word on him.
All right, roll for healing.
Yeah, it's just...
DM, while Thistle's doing that, just because I mean, Tarabai would remember, but my toy doesn't. We watched Garlax get killed, did we not?
No, you did not watch him get killed.
He
was
chased
missing.
After him.
He was missing, and you went down the trapdoor because it was open. And at the end of killing off the mangler, its body was ripped open, and you found Garlax's arm inside.
Got it. Thank you. Sorry, I was mixing it up with this.
That's 8 points to Garlax.
And immediately you can see his eye start to open. His arm doesn't change at all. You can't grow back limbs with a first level spell. But he does, like, stand up a little straighter. All right. You must be Thistle. But what about you two?
Garlax, I could never forget you, friend. Especially not after you nailed that nasty knoll on our way in with the final arrow to the head.
All right. You know it was a lucky shot, well as I do. And what about you?
I still don't trust that you're who you say you are. I'm Tarabai.
Well, Tarbai, those flowers on your glaive, Thistle put them there in that same knoll fight.
Huh. Okay. How'd you get out of there?
Oh. He puts the tip of his sword in the ground and leans on it. It wasn't possible for most of it. I got lucky. That thing with the legs and the face. I managed to get away from it with this, actually. And he reaches into a pouch and pulls out a whistle. A silver whistle. This is a keepsake from my mother. And just out of sheer panic and prayer, I blew it. When I opened my eyes, the thing was gone. I
Can
bandaged
I see
myself
it?
up and made myself up out of the closest trap door. I did want to go back to all of you because I didn't want to risk it. That thing might have gone back to that house, and I don't think I would have been much help against it.
Can I see your whistle?
Sure. He gives it to you.
Is it magical?
Make an Arcana check.
That is a 14.
With a 14, you can tell that this is actually just a mundane whistle.
That's strange. It's not magical. I'll pass it back to him.
Nope. Took me by surprise. And now all I want is revenge on this fucking town.
Garlax, we were actually hoping to leave this forsaken place. Sorry for not pressing further trying to find your friend. The sentiment was certainly mutual. We thought we might just be forfeiting our own lives if we pressed further into that dark place.
I abandon you, you abandon me. We're even. No hard feelings. But I still want to get the jump on these fucking villagers. If not for revenge for my missing limb, then to prevent this from happening anybody else unfortunate enough to find this town.
Is that wise, though? I mean, they already took your arm.
It wasn't them that
Why-
took my
why do
arm,
you
it was the
feel
beast in the basement.
That's precisely what I was going to say, Garlax. What does the town have to do with it? We just came from the town. They're not even there.
I ran into a guard here, and I saw his hands. You know, they all wear gloves. There was a villager wandering around. I didn't recognize him, but his hands were covered in burns. That white fire in the basement beneath the city, the white fire that the birds were killed by. It has to be connected. I need to know why, and I need to kill the source. I need to stop this from happening to anyone else.
Do I sense that he may have a reason for feeling this way aside from losing his arm?
Make an insight check.
Non-natural 20. You can't see it, but I'm smiling right now.
Hey,
You've only known Garlax for like 3 days. Maybe even less. The things you know about him are that he lost the tip of his tongue from debts that he owed. So you know he comes from a sort of a underground crime area in some city somewhere. You never asked him where he's actually from, but you know he had a rough upbringing. It would not be too far of a stretch to assume that he is as bent on revenge as you've heard crime families can be. It could be just because they took his arm.
Garlax, I'm hard pressed to head back into town, but I am a bit curious still, especially after this whistle seems to have saved your life. Is there any possibility that your family, your mother, you say, who gave you this keepsake, may be connected to this unholy place?
No. She never left Lozadum her whole life. And that's hundreds of miles from here. And I would think you, of all people here, would want to press on. You wouldn't dare go home without a full story.
My hands are already quite sullied.
And he looks, as Garlax looks down at your hands, his eyes widen and he swings his sword up to your throat.
Okay, can I have a reaction in this
Oh,
moment?
yes, absolutely.
Okay, I am stepping in front of her and putting a hand on Garlax's chest. Slow down, friend.
What is wrong with his hands? That is the mark of the villagers.
And I'm gonna shove Garlax. Like,
Make an athletics check.
okay. Like the one thing I'm good at.
You're such a nice friend. Thank you. Urban doesn't deserve you.
Alright. It's an 18.
An 18. Garlax, you being like literally twice his size, you push him backwards and he falls off of his feet and like hits his back against the tree.
You don't fucking do anything like that again.
Fine.
Listen,
He stabs the sword into the ground. But tell me where he got those burns.
There was some relic underground. I was curious, as much as I am now, as is my nature. I went to inspect it and felt a terrible cold wash over me, and plunged my hands into a nearby fire to warm them. That's all I could think to do in the moment. I can't explain the feeling that washed over my mind.
Make a persuasion check.
$17. I'm good at those.
All right. You have my apologies, Ermin. I'm a bit low on friends at the moment.
I can totally understand your skepticism. I would be skeptical of myself as well. It's why I'm so worried about going back.
I don't think the villagers are back. The town was empty when I left. But I've been hearing...
When we saw it too.
I've been hearing drums in this forest. And I've been trying to find them, but the damn sound is coming from everywhere. And you can all still hear the drums in the background.
What was the plan, Garlax? If you had found them.
Well, with the gnolls surrounding this place, I wasn't going to be able to get out alone. I wasn't about to walk several miles to the nearest village without any equipment, without any supplies. The options were to steal from the villagers or to find them and go out in a blaze of glory. There's nothing left for me out there. I've done a lot of bad in my life. It's about time I did something good.
With that last statement, you kind of see a look wash across Ermin's face where he is seriously considering going back, finishing his story, and just saying, damn it all to hell.
Dara kind of scratches the back of her neck and I just want to make sure you all get out of here safe. So, I don't think we owe this village anything. And I don't think we owe anything to any future travelers who may come across it. I think we should get out of this forest.
I did come to stop what was ever harming the nature here. And it's very much connected to that fire. So I think finishing what we start is maybe the best thing to do.
If that's where you want to go, I will come with you and make sure that we are able to do what we need to.
Thank you. All of you. Let's find those drums.
On hails, Garlax. Seems you piqued my curiosity yet again. Can I hear them now? Can I begin like trying to follow them?
It's extremely difficult. Now that you are following your ears instead of your eyes to make your way forward, you three can make perception checks, just straight perception checks.
I got a 7.
Finally. A 10.
11.
Whoa. And Tara, the most reluctant one of the group to go deeper in, was the only one that can identify what direction the drums are coming from. And again, leading the way, you start bushwhacking through this underbrush in this dark forest until you can see a light ahead. A warm light, not white. Not much further on, you finally discover the source of the drums and the laughter and the screams. You see a warm light flickering between the trees, and the smell of sulfur permeates the air. As you approach the light, smell, and sound, you come to a shallow crater in the middle of the woods, about 50 feet across. Around its outside edge are about half a dozen bonfires, one of which is very close to your hiding spot in the rotten, decaying bushes. Their warm light cascades onto 5 wooden X's from which chains dangle. One of these X's has someone bound to it, facing the strange object in the center, leaving the other 4 X's empty and awaiting occupants. Your chests tighten as you recognize Dr. Martin, the man who warned you of the mysteries in Sun Hall and went missing during the birding. He is chained and unconscious to one of these X's. Dancing in a circle between the crucifixes and the central object is the village's entire population, and such dancing it is. Though your nose is filled with the scent of sulfur, you can taste blood on the air. The villagers all move with a feverishly quick pace to the drummer's beat, limbs tangled with limbs in unnatural, backwards fashions. Undoubtedly, this strange ritual is focused on the center. A huge boulder emitting a strange mirage, like it's only half there. It's 10, maybe 11 feet tall, roughly spherical and tinged with green. Its fractal-like surface is made up of strange, interconnected shapes. With changes in the flickering firelight and shadows of the dancing villagers, you cannot tell if certain parts of this boulder are protrusions or indentations. Every few seconds, the object pulses with a deep vibration, causing your heart to catch in your chest. With each pulse, you find it difficult to breathe for a moment. Surrounding this object of worship are hundreds and hundreds of covered and sealed clay pots, stacked on top of each other, sprawling around and against the sphere. A loud crunch sounds from somewhere in the crater. You hear some more screams, mixing together into an alien howl. And the villagers dance on.
Did the howl sound like something akin to the gnolls?
Make a nature check.
That's a 6.
You don't know if it's because it's actually gnoll-like or because that was another recent traumatic experience you had, but it sounds an awful lot like they're the same howl.
We know the clay pots had the bugs in them, right?
That's what the potter
from,
told you.
From the clay pots, and is anything being released?
No, they all look like they're sealed with unbaked clay around the top.
Tara's gonna murmur to Garlax, looks like you were right.
Things are starting to come together.
Mm-hmm. Where's Thane in all of this?
You actually don't see him. You can see his two goons, the huge men, joining in this dance. They're very easy to spot since they tower above everyone else, but they're on opposite sides of the object, and Thane is nowhere to be seen.
Feels like something town leader should be a part of. I don't see him.
Is there any sort of magic emanating from the thing in the center? I assume.
Make an Arcana check.
I think that's a solid 12.
As you begin to focus on this central object, harder and harder, trying to figure out if this is magical, trying to discern what the outside is even shaped like, you suddenly get this splitting pain in your head, and it spreads to, as you two see Thistle, like, squint and grimace, you also suddenly feel a pain in your head, and you close your eyes, involuntarily. And when you open them, the dance has stopped, and you're in the crater. And all the villagers are staring at you, silent.
I would like to cast Disguise Self and make myself look like Thane.
Hell yes.
All right. Sleight of hand check, please. You're currently surrounded by villagers, all staring at you, so to hide this is going to be difficult.
Yeah, it wasn't the best idea, but it was the best I could come up with. So, 14 on sleight of hand.
14. You are very surprised, you two, you turn and you see Thane. This got past you completely. But, the faces of the villagers as you turn into Thane go from staring to anger. From behind you, you all jump as a deafening crack like a gunshot sounds from the object in the center of the crater. A crooked seam of pure white light pours out from the sphere. And a strange voice, you can't tell if it's being audible or if it's just inside your heads. It fills you with this strange, wriggling feeling as you try your best to spring into action. And the voice says,
"You are blessed, travelers, to see my rebirth and to so willingly give your mortal flesh to the Flamed One. Rejoice, for you shall burn with the last light of this dying world and be reborn in flame."
and I need you all to roll initiative.
I will do no such thing.
It's 15.
17.
17. Hey, ditto.
Wow.
You have higher decks. I know.
Okay.
You have higher.
You notice that in the crowd, there are also children. When I said the entire village, I meant the entire village. And so first up is Ermin. As this voice sounds out from your head, you are suddenly backlit by the light from this strange sphere. And I need you to tell me what you're going to try to do. What does Ermin do in this moment as he's top of initiative?
Ermin is actually going to, Seeing people kind of grouped up, he's gonna cast Shatter by actually taking his loot and slamming it against the ground. And where do I want to target it?
There is a pointer tool in Owlbear. It's that raindrop looking thing.
I'm gonna try and just knock the two that are closest to us, but I'll position the sphere so it's not gonna hit any of us.
Okay, it is a cube,
so
and
I
you
guess
are
it'll
along
be
one face.
Or sorry.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you can hit those two without hitting any of your allies just fine. And they make Constitution saves, right?
That's correct.
And what is the DC?
15.
With a 15, they both fail.
In that case, I will roll for damage. 21. 2 8s and a 5.
Whoa!
Yes.
These two are both blown 10 feet backwards as Ermin takes his loot, swings it as hard as he can, and it shatters on the rock beneath his feet. And as it does, you can hear this echoing boom. You can see it like ripple throughout the entire crowd, but it is targeted at these two. And as this parent and child are both blown backward, bits of the loot shoot outwards towards them. And as they fall to the ground, you can see one of the pieces of the loot, this shard of wood, went right through the child's eye. And this boy lies dead on the ground.
Been wanting to try that one out for a while.
Are you gonna move?
I will step back a bit, but only a bit, to get a little closer to the rock, and then I will use my bonus action to give Thistle inspiration. I'll just turn to her. I'll be like, "Your turn."
All right, Thistle, you're up.
That's cool as hell.
Okay, so I'm gonna go, like, where did I put my guy? I'm gonna go over here, I guess, and cast Entangle on these two. I only have a 20 foot, so I don't think I could reach them both. These two.
Okay.
That guy.
Let's see.
It's 20 foot square.
Right, so 4 squares on a side. There it is. What does your entangle look like?
Probably, classic druid shit, like just vines. They're really grassy and have like a bunch of prairie flowers all over them. And
So as the rock beneath the feet of these two villagers begins to split open, these flowery vines come wrapping up both of their legs, and as they grow, they thicken and restrain both of them in place. They make dex saves?
strength.
Strength saves. They both fail.
Okay.
And they
so
are both completely restrained. You want to move anywhere else?
Where am I right now? I probably want to move back to where I was, TBH.
All right. One of the adults is going to get an attack of opportunity on you, but it will be a disadvantage because she's restrained. And misses with a 7. So she just sort of like takes, like, you see her hand, no longer with a glove on, but it is completely covered in a burn scar, slashes out towards you, and you duck out of the way before retreating back to Ermin's side, on the other side of the giant Terabai. Next up is Garlax. This is what I came here for. And he is going to sprint forward to the two that Ermin had knocked over with Shatter, and he is going to stab his short sword downwards at the adult on the ground, the dead child's father. And even with advantage, he gets a 9. So this guy just rolls out of the way. No, you don't. You idiot dwarf. And that is his turn. Next up is Tarabai.
What's been happening with this big thing in the center?
There's a seam of light where it has cracked, just pure white light from the inside. Looking at it just confuses your brain because you can't tell exactly what shape it is. And every 6 seconds or so, it is sending out this pulse of like this deep hum, like.
Okay, well, I fucking hate it. So I'm gonna run up to it and take a swing and try and destroy it.
Okay.
So that's my partial movement. Actually, anything I can do to give folks flank? No, you know what? I'm gonna 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah, I'll move here so that if these dudes wanna attack, I'll get an attack of opportunity. And I'm gonna swing at this thing.
Okay. Go ahead and let's say the person's there. Go ahead and make your attack.
So bear with me just a moment. That is a 13 to hit.
A 13 is not enough. As you swing your glaive two-handed, bring it down against this thing, it just ting, and you get that vibration, painful vibration in your hands.
Can I action surge on this one? I have one. I'm gonna use it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna action surge and attack again.
Okay.
And yeah, because I fucking right, man. That's a natural 20 for a 25.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and make your damage roll.
Quit the bitch. That is a 15.
A 15 with this crit. You take your glaive and you stab it straight towards this thing, and you can see it get a grip in between two something. You still have no idea what the fuck this thing is, and you put your foot on it and you bend your glaive, and as you do, you can see another crack just upwards and more light just pours out towards you.
Bad ass.
So awesome.
Dude, you're so good at these like attack descriptions, man. I love it.
The adults are going to slowly back up, just very slightly, away from the action. This one's going to attempt to get free. And what's your spell save DC, Thistle?
Fourteen.
Okay, that adult is still restrained, and the other one is going to make a shove attack to try to push Garlax away before getting up and trying to escape. And Garlax is successfully shoved 5 feet backwards as this adult of the dead child gets up and starts running over here to help try to get this other parent unrestrained from the vines that are sticking out of the ground. And at this point, we go back to the top of the round, and Ermin and Tarabai, you were looking down between your feet. You're almost inside this pile of pots that is just surrounding the sphere. And one of them shatters, and you can see bugs, just hundreds of them, swarm outwards. You can see centipedes, you can see caterpillars, you can see beetles, you can see flying insects just suddenly swarm out. And then another one breaks, and a chain reaction. All of these pots are suddenly shattering all the way around this thing. And the bugs crawl up the sphere and begin to cover it completely before swarming in between all of you right here. And they rise up into this vaguely humanoid figure, and several dozen of the larger flying insects drape a robe over it that you recognize as Thane's robe. The creature raises one hand, and the villager in front of it, the one restrained, begins to scream and collapses to her knees. You look closer at the child standing next to her, who's wide-eyed and staring down at his hands. And it's the boy that gave you the candied apple at the festival. Suddenly, the child's hands light, and they are now blazing with the same white light that you saw slaughter hundreds of birds. The swarm's limb is still raised, and the same fiery gift is bestowed upon every child. Screams of joy and pain fill your head. The children all turn and look at you as their faces begin to distort. Their eyes darken to empty black sockets, and their mouths open up, distorting into elongated portals to the night sky. And with that, it is Ermin's turn.
Oh my. Well, that can't be good. I'm gonna face this bug-like creature, who I can only assume is Thane incarnate, and I will take out my pan flute from my side, whistle a terrible dissonant tune in his direction, and hope that he fails the save on dissonant whispers.
All right. Targeting the swarm of bugs, he makes a wisdom saving throw, right?
Yep.
Okay. That is a 22.
I will cast Silvery Bobs as I play my lute.
All
and hope
right.
that he
Your
fails
lute is
again.
shattered.
Sorry, not my lute. My pan flute.
Okay.
It's
You
like
hit
a lute,
another
but
sharp
with an
note.
F in front of it.
And with disadvantage, he rolls a 6 and is going to use a legendary resistance to succeed.
That's just fine by me. I will grant advantage to my friend Terabai.
As you are turning towards this swarm of bugs, you realize, oh god, this isn't working. You're trying as hard as you can to get these dissonant whispers to fill this thing's head, its consciousness, whatever it has. And you notice that Thistle is standing completely stock still. And you glance at her, and suddenly Thistle looks at you. Her head jerks around, and you, Ermin, involuntarily let out a piercing scream. Thistle's mouth is distended and black, her eyes only bloody sockets like the children's, and her hands light up with brilliant white flame. Thistle, it's your turn.
Can I bonus action inspire Terabai again? I didn't use my bonus action yet. Sorry.
Yes, you can.
Is it
Although
on
if-
top of the advantage? Or
Yeah.
like does it stack? All
Yeah.
right,
So
sweet.
just to quick review. Sorry, I don't want to take us out of this moment. I'll go fast. Dissonant Whispers. He did save, but he will still take half damage on 11, so he'll take 5. That is what kind of damage?
Psychic, I believe.
damage. Yeah. And then Silvery Barbs allowed me to grant Terabai advantage on your next attack roll, ability check, or saving throw. And that was a reaction, so then I'll give you inspiration as a bonus action. You get a 1d6 to an ability check, attack roll, or saving throw in the next 10 minutes.
You get a 1d6 and advantage on whatever ability check you want, pretty much.
Thank you.
And I'm sure I don't need to tell you, who has used this to great effect in your own campaign, Alex, but star spawn larva mages are immune to psychic damage.
That's what I thought it might be. Damn it.
Oh no.
We're so dead.
Oh, it's alright. I don't think we're ever gonna make it out of this game alive.
Well, it's about time to run then, Thistle.
God
So-
damn it.
Just to be clear, I can do this stuff plus my own stuff.
Your new ability is an action,
Isn't
I think.
okay.
Let me,
I don't know. It talks about bonus actions and just having.
oh no,
stuff.
this is a bonus action.
Yeah.
This new ability is just a
So
bonus action.
I can do other stuff on top of this, like my own stuff. Is my
Yeah.
question. Okay. Alright. Then I will I think I will actually like stay where I am and I have entangle, but that's not concentration.
You
I
can
guess I'll
willingly
cast-
drop concentration on Entangle if you want.
Yeah, I mean, they're on my side now, so maybe I will. So I can cast Flaming Sphere.
Okay.
That.
Where are you putting the
I'm gonna
sphere?
Yeah, I'm gonna cast it on Ermin, because he's right in front of me. Or turn around and cast it on Ermin.
And
That's
your
right.
flame, like it was white, it was normal flame before. Now it is the same white burning magnesium flame that you've been seeing since you came here. And Ermin, I need you to make a dex save.
A 15.
Ooh, that just makes it so you would get half damage. And that would
Thistle, how could you?
4 damage to you. So, 4 damage. And then I'll use my new ability to, I guess, Bamf. It's 30 feet, right? 1, 5. Oh, yeah. I will Bamf over to be by Tarabai.
Amazing.
And
Love
as
that.
you summon one bout of flame and another one completely envelops you from your hands, and as you spin, this small tornado appears and Thistle reappears as this tornado bends over the sphere and comes careening down, landing her right behind you, Tarabai. And
Am
you
I
see
seeing new version of Thistle? Or
you
am
are
I...
seeing bloody eye sockets open mouth to avoid Thistle.
Okay.
And it is Garlax's turn. You two, get out of here! I'll do my best to hold him off! And he is actually going to sprint. He's going to go right in between the larva mage and Thistle, and he is going to make an attack against Thistle. That's a 21.
Yeah.
Thistle, you take 7 points of piercing damage as he just runs in with the one arm that he has wielding his sword and goes in to stab you, and you don't even know he's there until a split second beforehand, and without turning around you shift slightly to the side but not fast enough as it catches your armor and cuts through a strap and your side, drawing a bit of blood.
I'd actually be down. Unless something else happened weird with my hit points.
You would be down at that point?
Yeah, I don't have a ton, and I didn't heal myself. Dumb.
And the hands, Thistle's hands that are burning suddenly wink out, and Thistle drops to her knees and falls backward, staring up at the sky with dark eyes. Next is Tarabai.
What is happening?
Run!
I'm not leaving you, Garlax, and take another hit at this thing. And I get advantage because I'm flanking with dude.
With Garlax.
Ermin?
Sure, I'll give you advantage. Technically, you are flanking, but this is an object, and I'm not about to look up the rule.
Got it. Thank you. I'm happy to use the advantage from before as well, if that's better. Either way, that's a 19, which gives me a 24 total.
Definitely hits a stationary sphere.
Amazing. Okay, that is a 10 points of damage.
And with 10 more points of damage, you take the pommel of the glaive and smash it as hard as you can against this sphere, and you can see more cracks just spider web across it. And you can see pieces start to fall apart, releasing the light that is inside, trying to destroy this thing. And are you going to move?
No.
Okay.
Actually, sorry. Yes, I am gonna move. I'm gonna move to back here.
All right. The two children that are closest to you are going to run up to you, their void-filled faces staring up at you as their mouths distend and begin to let out this unearthly... It's not a scream. It's not a howl. It is an alien sound that you do not recognize. But that is their turn. And with that, you can hear a voice in your head as we get back to the top of initiative. And the voice says,
Thank you. You've been of great help.
and the larva mage turns around and places both of its hands on the sphere, and it begins to get its bugs inside and start to pull it apart, and you just and with an explosion of shards of rock that go flying everywhere, suddenly you are all blinded. You don't get a save. You are all blinded. And you can hear the villagers all begin to chant, "The Flamed One cometh. He shall be born of the egg from between the stars, and bless his children with holy light. Chargith Deducrazzle Tyrant Thraxus." And as they chant, a creature emerges from the egg, a bulbous, flaming squid dragon, dripping white fire from its body, leaving a reflective substance like molten aluminum on everything it touches as it climbs out of this hole in the ground beneath the rock. The voices chanting are punctuated with screams of pain as everything this fire touches alights with that same blaze. Chargith Deducrazzle Tyrant Thraxus. The creature turns its eyeless face towards you, Tarabai, and you, Ermin, and you know this is Tyrant Thraxus, avatar of the Flamed One, a creature so foreign to this universe that even hearing its name sends a searing pain through your skull. Choggeth Deg Crazzle Tyrant Thraxus. All the eyes turn toward you. Choggeth Deg Crazzle Tyrant Thraxus. The monster flings its arms and wings outward, spraying the entire cult with white liquid fire that soaks all of the color from the world and setting every cultist aflame. As one, they scream, deafening howls echoing through the dark forest. Will you run, or will you attack a god while it is still weak and try to prevent further perversion of the natural world? Ermin.
Okay. I think...
I will say you do have a clear
in this
path.
moment, Ermin is going to open his book that he has worked so hard on this journey, scribble something inside of it, and use his mage hand to deliver it to Terabai. He is going to, with his final bonus action, basically allow her to open the book and see written in the words at the back of the book, I believe I owed you a story. And he's gonna willingly take a step back to hopefully incur this creature's reaction as he calls out to Terabai and says, "Get the hell out of here."
And as you take a step back, Tyrant Thraxus takes a swipe at you. Garlax's turn. You heard what he said. You protected us enough. Get out of here. Tell the world what's coming. And Garlax is going to plunge his sword in arm deep into the swarm of bugs that cracked open this egg. And suddenly they begin to devour him, arm first. And Terabai, it is your turn.
I'm gonna run.
Pushing the children aside, you sprint out of this circle, disengaging, running as fast as you can. Make an athletics check.
Fuck!
Go, Tara, go!
I don't think I'll need it, but I will use inspiration if I need to. But
Oh,
that's a
absolutely.
21.
With a 21, you get out of the crater completely and vanish into the brush on the other side.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
You run, tears streaming down your cheeks.
And Tara is whimpering that she is sorry as well. Not just my favorite too.
You hear a roar from behind you, but you don't look back. You keep running. One year later. Tara, you wake up with a start. You're lying in a straw bed in a large tent of sorts. You shake your head, rub the sleep and memories out of your eyes. You get up and you walk over to your desk. And you open the book and you start scribbling. Just a couple of notes so that you can take it down later. And as you close the book, The title, The Garlax Chronicle, is written upon it in gold letters. And as you step out of your tent, you can see the war camp you have spent the last year assembling from the surrounding villages, from the cities that would help you, preparing to put an end to this thing, this terror that your friends and you witnessed awaken. And that is where we will close out the Garlax Chronicle.
Holy crap!
Holy shit, man.
Dennis, that was amazing, dude.
That was so
Oh my
good.
god.
That was amazing.
Thank you
for
guys. This was a lot of fun.
Holy shit, man. This was a lot of fun. Thank you so much.
I can't believe you worked the book in. That was a totally random thing I thought of.
My god. Fucking.
Give him hell, Terabai.
Oh my god. I love that, like, I love that war camp ending, man. That was phenomenal. Dude, you were so good at fucking describing like actions and like combat actions.
Oh,
Like,
thank
I
you.
am
I've been trying to do
definitely-
that for 8 years.
Well, you nailed it.
I appreciate it. I was kind of proud of them.
So extremely immersed at every turn.
This is
Even when you couldn't see my face.
Oh my god, that was delightful. That was. I need like a breath.
Well, good luck sleeping tonight, guys.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be feeling bugs in the bed all night.
Oh no.
Right? Just like scratchy. Well, I'm sorry I hastened the awakening. I really thought that like destroying that thing was a good idea.
I thought so too. I was like, damn, she's gonna. I wonder if there. I figured there wasn't anything I could do to help get it open, so I was just trying to support. And then when I realized it was the wrong thing to do, I was like, well,
Oh no.
Too late.
just make it out of here.
Oh, no.
I had
I'm
almost no hit points left. I was like, somebody.
Oh man.